Tune in to UFO Undercover, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, with your host, Joe Montaldo, right here on the Paranormal Radio Network.
Welcome to the Outer Realm with Michelle DeRoche and Amelia Pisano. Airing live on the United Public Radio Network, 105.3 FM in New Orleans.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Where did CL go? Where'd she go? CL, come back. CL, come back. Where'd she go? Go. Where you at, CL? Oh my gosh, what happened to CL? CL, come on back in. There we go. Oh my goodness. What the hell?
I got kicked out.
You got kicked out.
How did that
Oh
happen?
man. Who kicked you out?
I don't know. It was a dark empath that did it.
I'm telling you, very much so. Hey, Michelle, Heidi, everybody, thank you for Kurt. Come on, thank you for coming on in. I want to thank everybody for stopping in tonight. This is our Sunday night, me and CL co-host, and there we go. Hey, Vet Girl, good to see you. But she got booted again, and this is crazy. If it ain't me, it's CL. I don't know. She'll be back on. But I want to thank UPRN Talk Radio 105.3 New Orleans, 107.7 Mississippi, or the other way around. But she's back. Hi again, CL.
I don't know why I keep getting kicked out like that. It's weird.
I don't know. Can you get closer to your mic, hon, please?
Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you. Yes.
There we go. I'm trying to read what's going on here.
Okay, I'll let you read. I talk. How's everybody? Heidi says, welcome back. Michelle, good to see you. Kurt, good to see you. I don't know. They did this format. I don't know what your screen looks like, but it's awful small. You know, I don't know if I did something wrong or if it's something new. I don't know. But CL, she is my co-host now every other Sunday. And I am so lucky to have her because she's a very good host and she's my very good friend. And so we're here, you know, and I'm very grateful for her. I'm very grateful that she is here. She has a podcast. Oh, you're welcome. She has a podcast, you know, Tuesday nights, 9:10 to 10:10. Okay. Heidi says, looks and sounds good, guys. Thank you. But on Tuesday night, her podcast is after my podcast, the Gateway Podcast, and she has some awesome guests on there. In fact, I do believe I'm going to be a guest on your show coming up in a couple of weeks. Is that true?
That's true.
Oh, wow.
I have the schedule right here. Yeah,
That's
July
great.
29th.
Well, there you go, everybody. I'm going to be, yeah, this is going to be a great night. But how are you doing? See how what's going on? Give us some little bit update. What's going on with you? Hey, Miss.
Oh, I had a really great weekend. So, of course, I can't go anywhere because I have a 13-year-old golden that's afraid of fireworks. So, it's just every year, twice a year, I have movie night so I can snuggle with Reese. Poor thing. So, I did that
Mm,
Friday, fireworks. Saturday night, I went to the Pioneer Saloon and we did a little mini ghost hunt over there. It was pretty fun.
where was that at, hon?
It's a little ghost town right outside of Las Vegas, maybe 15 minutes outside of Las Vegas. And the Pioneer Saloon is over there, which
Oh,
is,
wow.
it has a very wild kind of history. It's kind of a rough town back in its day.
Uh huh.
And let's see, today I just went swimming and now here I am.
I'm
So,
glad you're here. Must be nice to go swimming. I had to work. Hey, Jenny, good to see you. Cindy Mitch, good to see you. Brian, good to see you. Boy, we got them all in tonight, buddy. See, I tell you, man, we
we have
got
a
them
lot of,
all in. I mean, this is like, but you know what, everybody? So I was watching TikTok during the week, and
uh,
for some reason, I got on the algorithm um, about dark empaths, and I never heard such a thing.
it's an
And
interesting concept. I know quite a few in the paranormal world that are dark empaths,
okay,
but
it's scary, isn't it?
well, it's kind of like, you have these people that, here's the deal. When you have people that work with spirit, for the most part, people that have these abilities like mediumship and able to tap into different frequencies to read people, they use it for the good. We call them light workers and healers and things like that. But there's a lot of people, unfortunately, that use that for self gain, and they're narcissists, they're sociopaths, they're people like this that, and they only use it instead of using those abilities for delight and to help other people, they use them for self gain that could hurt other people. So it's just the opposite. They're using
Yeah,
it, money, manipulate people, that sort of thing.
absolutely. Zach Bagans, as Heidi says, I agree with you. Scott's man, good to see you. But I'm going to give a shout out to Heidi. She sent me some awesome stuff here about dark empaths, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Um, so, dark empaths and light empaths, while both possessing empathy, differs significantly in how they use it. Dark empaths, while able to understand others' emotions, tend to weaponize this ability for manipulation and personal gain. Often
Mm-hmm.
traits of narcissism, psychopathy, and I don't know that word. That's a long word for me. Light empaths, on the other hand, naturally connect with and generally care about others. Feelings leading to healthy reciprocal relationships. And here's more of a breakdown. Don't worry, she'll be back. I think it's what CL's turn to get bumped. I don't know. I might get bumped too. Who knows? She'll be back. But dark empath traits are cognitive empathy. They can understand what others are feeling, but lack the emotional connection and compassion associated with it. A dark triad traits, they often display traits like narcissism, self centeredness, manipulation. They use it to manipulations, they or control and exploit people for what they are. Um, and gaslighting. They can make others question their own perceptions and feelings, leading to self doubt and emotional confusion. Now, let me ask everybody out there in the chat room and everybody out there in the room tonight, have you guys ever heard of a dark empath? Or do you happen to know or kind of feel like you know somebody that is a dark empath that likes to cause a bunch of crap? If you do, please feel free answering it. You know, in this room, in the chat, you know, everything goes. You can say whatever you want, and don't be afraid to express it. There's my girl again. Okay, you're batting three. My total amount of being kicked out is like four, so you're on three, and we're just starting.
Man, I think there's some
Sean,
conflict with it.
what's that, babe?
There's some kind of conflict with, I guess there was an update with the software we're using with
Uh-huh.
Chrome. There's some kind of update issue on their end.
Okay. So when you were saying about in the paranormal field, Heidi brought up, "Hey KJ, holy mackerel, good to see you, girl. How long's it been? Like 9 years? It's been a while. Good to see you. Thank you for popping in." But Heidi came up with Zach Bagans. Would you put Zach Bagans into that category?
You know, I don't know Zach Bagans enough to say one way or another. You know, I don't really know him personally. He comes off to me as, you know, what he reminds me of, honestly, is Howard Hughes.
Okay.
Howard Hughes, I think, was pretty much a
Wow, this is crazy, man. She's getting bumped crazy, man. This is unreal. Howard Hughes was the richest man in the world, but whenever she pops in, we'll just let her finish up on Howard Hughes. But I personally, me, you know, at one time, Heidi says I don't know if he has empath abilities, but he does claim to be a sensitive. Well, maybe he is a sensitive, maybe he's not. You know, I don't watch his shows. I watched one of them, and I had enough of it. I couldn't deal with it when he first started. But there's a lot of people out there that say that they are sensitive, that they are empaths, or they are psychics, or whatever they want to call themselves. Um, and yes, we do need to get together, KJ. Yes, we do. But you know, but there's a lot of people out there that claim that they are sensitive. There's missed sight, all that kind of good stuff. But they, to me, they really aren't. And here comes my friend CL. Okay, CL, come on back in, honey. That's number four for you.
hopefully it
She's
doesn't
back. Okay,
unsettle.
yeah, we're tied up now. You're on four, so the next one you probably beat me.
I
That
forgot what I
girl
was
says
saying.
never really gave it any thought, but it does make sense. For every positive, there is a negative counterpart. Yin yang comes to mind. So dark empath would make sense. So back to Howard Hughes.
Yeah, I think, you know, the character of Zach Bagans is interesting because he reminds me of the modern day Howard Hughes. He acts just like him. Like he's everyone in town here. I don't know how much people know about Zach Bagans. He's very afraid of germs. He doesn't leave the house. He's super talented in what he does. You know, almost like a brilliance level. And that was all Howard Hughes. You know, same exact character. It's just a different time period. So
Right.
that's how I think of every time I think of Zach Bagans. That's who I think of as Howard Hughes.
Yeah, but Mish has a good question. He's probably paid to be that way. What do you think?
You know, he's a really good businessman. So, you know, he's good at making money. He's good at selling shows. If the network doesn't pick up his show, he creates three more of them and cuts a deal with the network. That's how he's doing business with them.
Right.
He's a good businessman. That's the best way I
So
can answer that.
I understand where you're coming. Like I said, you know, in when he started his show, it was like people would put him on a pedestal, you know, along with Taps, and I'm like, how can you do that? You know, and and people know in my show that when I talk, I do my own opinions on it, and you know, if nobody likes my opinions, then you know what? Oh well.
Yeah,
But
I'm
I
kind of
think he,
that too right now.
yeah. But I when people are putting him and Taps on a pedestal, I'm thinking, oh my God, they're just people going out and filming.
Yeah.
You know, they probably spend like 3 or 4 days filming a thing. Oh, you reading the sides, son? If you see anything interesting, you know how people talk in the chat. Do you see
Yeah,
that?
I see it. I see it. And
Okay,
um,
you can answer them if I'm talking. You know what I mean? Oh, here comes the coffee now. My girl Mish or Vet Girl, they have coffee time. This is
I
coffee
definitely
time.
want a coffee. Can you bring me one?
Yeah, they know I like my triple shot of espresso with 2% milk and a lot of ice. That's how I do mine.
I like
Yeah.
mine with just a little bit of cream and nothing else.
But
Mhm.
I don't know. To me, I would think anybody that deals with the TV type of paranormal shows, or not so much the paranormal shows, but other shows like Bigfoot shows or any kind of show. You know, a lot of people have a lot of major egos going on out there,
You know,
and
yes, unfortunately, that's the case. And, you know, hate to spill the beans on the entertainment side to the paranormal, but a lot of the people follow these guys and put them on these pedestals, and they think that they're God's gift to ghost hunting. And they don't realize that these people don't even ghost hunt, guys. These are actors. That's the truth of the matter. They're actors. A lot of the mediums are nothing but actors. They're even listed as actors, and they're coming in. It's very scripted. The whole thing. I mean, a lot of these guys that are out there, there's very few, and I can count them on my hand that are real mediums and people who actually go out and investigate. As far as TV world
so
go, no.
mhm. So you would happen to say so we can put those actors or those people you were talking about as dark empaths because they're actually picking up feelings, you know, from the people who watch the show. I mean, I've been in the business for over 30 years, okay? And I know they've been in it for a long time. And even though they're actors, I believe
And he disappeared. Look at that. It was four for me, one for Sean Kelly. Yeah, I don't. The TV thing, guys. He's right. I mean, a lot of I know two off the top of my head, and you can't put names to it, of course, but there's two people out there that are absolutely exploiting people for cash right now, and both of them are paranormal celebrities. They're One of them is held to, put on a pedestal. Everybody flocks from Paracon to Paracon following this guy. And what he does is he targets people specifically. He finds out if, particularly women, without even saying names, this guy is a true dark empath. He does have abilities. He goes out, he finds a woman who has, maybe depression or something going on in their life. He latches onto them, and what does he do? He gets them to he like acts like he's interested in them. He's really not, but he acts like he cares about them. He gets them to attend all of his events, and then he's constantly asking them for money. That's exploiting, if I've ever seen it.
right.
And this guy's notorious for that kind of thing. So I know
Yes,
at least one, not two. I know two that are out there doing that.
because when you say scripted, I don't know if you know that there was a TV show. It was called "Who's the Girl with Who Works with the Cop?" What's the name of that show?
Oh, I know
Um,
who you're talking about. It's Amy
well,
and
Amy and the
right.
Cop, whatever his name is. But they called me up one time, and they had a show. It was called Beyond that show. Okay, and they asked me if I could go in
Mish
there.
says Dead
Dead Foul.
Files.
Thank you, sweetie. Thanks, Miss. They called me. It's called Beyond the Dead Files, and they called me up and they said, "Do you mind? coming on and being part of the show. I said, sure, not a problem. And what happened was, I get there and I could not tell anybody. I could not tell what I was feeling. I had to be scripted. They told me what to say. Okay,
Mhm.
they
Yeah.
told me what to do. Right.
You didn't
They
send a
and it
you
kind of
didn't
like blew
sign
me away.
you didn't sign a non-disclosure, did you?
What was that, babe?
Did you sign a non-disclosure
No,
to be
I didn't sign one. They just gave me some money. Yeah, they gave me money. But what was crazy about the whole thing that when I was in the living room doing my thing, the couple they were holding hands, okay, and they made them hold the hands together 13 different times just to get the right shot on. And we're very good. I mean, I'm good at picking up on empaths and dark ones and light ones. And I at one point in time, I thought, I was looking at all the characteristics of a dark empath, and I thought maybe I was one at one point in time, but it was brought to my attention that I wasn't. That I'm a good empath. I'm a light empath, and you know, um, just like you, CL, you're light, all right. Um, so there's a lot about. In fact, all the people in my chat room tonight are very light. They're very well empathic, very lovable, kind, but I don't. It just kind of blew me away, thinking that there were actually people out there that manipulated other people just for their own satisfaction, for their own guarantee.
hmm
Hey, River
well,
Rose.
it becomes like a lot of
So
people
go
are
ahead.
doing it for the money. It's a money thing.
But
So they
even if
take
now, would you? I was just thinking this question: would you consider a dark empath being a energy vampire?
yeah, it can be. Absolutely.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How about everybody? Anybody in the chat room can go ahead. Feel free to talk, ask any questions. But yeah, I would consider those you know vampire people that go around and take people's energies from them.
Yeah, that would be a good example, especially because when you manipulate somebody, you're after several things, right? You're either after money or something that fulfills some kind of need that you have. So, yeah, if you're taking energy from somebody like a vampire because you think you need it, or whether it could be attention seeking even. That's the
Right.
same thing as being a psychic vampire. So, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Kurt said I
There.
had 3 paragraphs written in my phone went to buffer and didn't go to the chat. Damn it! I can rewrite it again if anyone's interested. He screenshot it. I don't know. Heidi says I would think they are different. Some energy vampires might be addicts or suck people dry unintentionally.
Yeah, I could
Uh,
too. I could see that too.
hey, KJ got a question. She says, "Okay, Sean, how do you protect your energy?" KJ, I have a lot of uh, very strong, hardcore guardian angels, archangels that surround me. I have a massive amount of wolves that protect me too. You know, that's how I get protected. One day I'm going to do a show on that. So hopefully I can explain to people, you know, um, what my, oh, who protects me. That's how I protect mine.
I think too,
That's cool.
you have to have like really strong boundaries And that's something I've learned the past year and a half is boundaries. You can't get swept up with people. You got to have your boundaries.
Right. Exactly. And
Mm.
her daughter's coming back into hers. That's awesome, KJ. I'm glad to hear that. Uh, Heidi says, I love the Dead Fellas. Amy is from Denver, and she was one of the first people I watched in the paranormal field. Huh. That's awesome.
I kind of like
Amy's not bad. I like Amy too. I mean, to
this
me, I think
shows
she's
I
legit.
liked.
She's legit. I really believe she's legit. No doubt.
I
Um,
think so too. I think, what do you think of Cindy Kaza? I think she's pretty legit
oh
too.
yeah, the cute one, the cute girl.
She's
Yeah,
cute.
yeah, she's cute. I don't know her outfits are like way out there, but you know what? I think she's very good too at what she picks up.
Yeah.
But if you look at Amy and if you look at the Cindy, they are down to earth. You know what I mean? And what I mean by the down to earth, they know they're good. You know, they know um, that they know what they're doing. They're very good at doing what they're doing. So there is no need for them to put out there. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
All right. So my buddy River, you know River?
No, I don't know him. Hi,
She's a
River.
sweet. She's a
Or
sweetie.
G. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Dark empaths seem to be right in line with the traits of they are
Yeah.
narcissists, and light empaths have learned to sit and deal with their own dark traits and learn from them and transmute them into positive energy, whereas a dark empath feeds on the negative energy. True, extremely on that, River. Thank you for sharing that.
Have you ever met somebody that all they do is like they talk about negative stuff. All they post is negative stuff just to draw attention to themselves in some
Oh,
way.
hell yeah, absolutely.
It could be like prayer chains, it could be just, something's always going wrong in your life, whatever it is. And then you think, like, say that this person you thought was your friend, right? And the
Right.
minute something happened, you mention it to this person to put it on your prayer list or whatever, and they don't come back as, oh, I'm so sorry. I'll keep you in your prayers. Instead, they come back with, well, they'll come back with something that's like they try to one up you on the negative. Like their thing is so much more negative than yours. Like, how dare
Exactly.
you say anything?
Right. Oh, I do have some people on Facebook that do that, and I don't even I like to I like to keep them on, you know, on my Facebook page so I could see what they're doing because there's some people on there that I don't trust, and I just want to see how bad.
Ooh, I don't.
Um,
I block them. I've been
I
blocking people left
I
and right.
mean, you seriously need you seriously somebody has to really piss me off for me to block them. I don't know,
Nope, I
but
block them right away. And you know why? Because some of
why?
these people like to steal content.
Uh huh.
I've experienced that firsthand. And when you're a writer, a content writer, you got to be careful. And plus, I just don't want them in my space at all.
Right. In your bubble, right?
Yeah.
You don't want them there, and that's. I don't post too much content. The only thing I post are my shows, basically. You know, if I see something funny um, on Facebook, I'll put it up there. But that's about it. I learned a long time ago, a long time ago, not to do that. I remember in 2006 when I got into it, and I put stuff up, you know, pictures of orbs and stuff. Oh my God, did I get ridiculed
Oh,
from
yeah.
it
Yeah.
was terrible, terrible, terrible. And I said to myself, it took me about 3, 4 years to understand and show me what, you know, these people were just laughing in my face. And I just don't post any of my stuff anymore. I'll only post it here on this show.
Your stuff. And see, that's the thing about the paranormal world right now. And that's, I'm going through this myself. I have this magazine out. There's a really big group of people that are kind of boycotting it. Why? Because they're jealous. That's the bottom line. They're jealous. It's taking money
Yep.
from their pocket somehow, or they think that it is. Um, I just think it's important to do you. I mean, you have a lot of jealousy right now in the paranormal world. There's a lot of this dark empathic stuff going on, and it's in the name of money. It's just a lot going on. It's a toxic field right now. Unfortunately, you have a lot of people playing in the same sandbox, and it's a dirty sandbox at that. And they're just scraping. You know, all these people lost their shows, so they're scraping at every little last crumb they can get, and they're trying to. You know, if they see you successful in anything, they're going to go after you and try to shut you down so that they can have that. And that's what's going on. I hate to say it, but
I know and it happened to me. And there's a lot of people. There's some people out there, and that just are jealous, and I don't know. I don't know why. I mean, I am a nice guy, but you step on my toes, and I'm going to go after you. Not physically or forcefully like that, but when I speak, I do know a lot of people, and I will eliminate you from the paranormal field. That easy. And I did it about 3 or 4 times, and I'm like, they did dirty to me, and they never had an investigation in the city of Pittsburgh or in the state of Pennsylvania anymore. You know what I mean? But and I don't like doing that. I don't want to do that. I am more to help people out. Like Mish says, we need to lift each other up, not pull them down.
yes,
And that is true. That is so true, Mish.
like that's been the most disappointing thing about this field. Um, you know, it's supposed to be a field, if you really look at it, it's supposed to be a field about hope for the afterlife. You know, when you lose somebody, there's hope. It's about healing, it's about light, and people have turned it into the exact opposite.
Right. And what do you think maybe that these people are acting like a bunch of knuckleheads? Do you think they were? I don't want to say the word possessed. I don't want to say that, but do you think maybe something is attached to them that actually kind of make them like that?
It's an interesting question because I always say that I have to stop saying that. Goldfield Hotel. So I go to I love Goldfield. Um, I was actually looking at some property up there to see if I could actually move there out of Vegas for a little bit. But
Mm-hmm.
I go there all the time. I investigate there all the time. Not once have I ever been possessed or any of the stuff that's claimed about this place, right?
Right.
But then you
Okay.
have somebody like Chris Fleming who will go in there and get totally possessed. You have Zach Bagans that will go in there and get totally possessed. And then you have all these other paranormal investigators that go there and right away they get possessed. Now, there's two things. Either it's TV, which some of that is it's just TV. You know, it wouldn't be a show and it wouldn't sell if there wasn't some kind of demonic script behind it. But at the same time, if you're constantly getting possessed like that and it's for real, that's what you're filling your life with. I'm really sorry. You're vibrating on a different level and inviting that energy to you in some way.
Right. Okay. So Brian Zson says, so what a out tapping into dark energy to amplify a spell or working that has good intent. When dark things come, turn it around and use it for good. Ah, true, brother.
I agree.
I totally agree with that. Now you guys are all running pretty quick on me here, so okay. So River says the spiritual realm right now is going through extreme dark attacks right now, and that is true, River. Yes, it is. Especially those of us who are empaths that want to lift people up or bring strength and truth to people so they can be empowered to be or do better all around. It's a very real struggle. I truly believe that. I'm going through one. I know a lot of people I know who are going through one, and it's it's just like, where do we go? Who do we talk to? Who can we sound off on? And that's the really bad part about the whole thing, is that I know it's happening out there, in the universe, but I have no one to talk about it to, you know. And then I go to work or I see these other, you know, uh, paranormal groups or whatever, ufologists, whoever, and then they're walking around like they're out, you know, their ass don't stink or whatever like that. Um, and I'm like,
Yeah.
if you guys only knew, if you only knew what you guys are doing, you know what I mean? And I don't know. I just think we're all empaths, but I do believe that you have that choice to go dark or you have to go light. You have that choice. You
But,
know, it's go
as
ahead,
far
babe.
as like entertainment world, I just feel like, for the most part, I think those people are just trying to stay relevant because they don't have a show. They haven't been on TV in over 5 years, and they're they're just trying to make a dollar any way they can.
But why? I mean, I understand that, and I've seen a lot of other paranormal groups go out there and you know they do overnight or 6 hour investigations at some place, and they charge an arm and a leg in order for you to go for a ticket to go on this investigation. If you know, a long time ago when it was first started back in 2004, 2005, I started in six. But back then, it wasn't about the money. It was about helping people.
Mm-hmm.
It was all about helping people understand what, you know, spirit does exist. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, you got into the people who were in the scientific field, okay, who had a problem with the spiritual field, okay. And there was like a big, massive duke out about it. You know what I mean? There was. See, oh, I'm telling you, it was terrible. There was a duke out between the spiritual side and the scientific side. They
But
could
why
not
did you
come
do
together and work together
that?
on
That's
it.
so weird to me. Because why wouldn't you try to test their spiritual side with the equipment?
There, and I was open minded about it. I was. I said, here, bring whatever you want, do what you want to do, but you better have, if you get something on that equipment of yours, you know, there better be another piece of equipment that could verify your stuff. You know what I mean? I know some people know how to manipulate other type of equipment. I'm not going to tell no names, and I'm not going to tell the reason why. But I do know people who do that just to get a reaction out of people. And I'm thinking to myself, you're an asshole for doing such a thing like that. You know what I mean? Because people are going to really believe that you got a ghost there, and actually you're not.
People
And
really
that,
do that. You mean like in the locations?
yeah,
Huh,
hmm
that's interesting.
absolutely. Kurt says one more strike. Oh, okay. I don't understand that one, but I don't know if you watch some of my Sunday shows. I had that Raw Fear show, okay, that we did back in 2012. I don't know if you saw any of those on my Sunday night show, but I did it back in 2012 with my friend Marty Patterson. And what we did was we took like 6 to 8, I call them kids at the time because they were young, 18 to 22. That's how old they were, that never investigated before in their lives, right? And we filmed a 13 episode show on them investigating. And I mean, when we filmed it, we didn't have to take retakes. We did not. All we had, Marty had a digital camera, and I had a digital camera, had a K2 meter and a Mel meter. That's all we had. That was all we had. And we filmed it. And I mean, there was 2 shows that we filmed. We actually put these on TV, um, where we didn't get no damn evidence at all. You know what I mean? And I'm going to plan on doing it again. Um, I want to do it again. Not a 13 thing, 13 episode show, but I want to see if I can get back the original guys and girls and go do a 2 hour special, and do something. River says Sean caused many of the scientific side lack the connection to spirit and the ability to see and hear and feel beyond the veil spiritually. I totally agree with you, River, and that is true. I'm telling you right now, my son is a scientist, and me and him, we used to butt heads for the longest time. But you know what? Out of respect for me, he don't say nothing, and out of respect for him, I don't say nothing about what I do. And I think that uh, makes a good, a relationship with my son about that. He is totally scientific, man. He's a scientist through and through.
So
But
he
that's
doesn't
what.
believe in anything spiritual?
Oh no, 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 no,
Hmm.
no. He needs the evidence. He needs to get it right. You know what I mean? And I don't knock him about it. I don't. I don't knock. I mean, if you're really big into the scientific field, just don't go around and tell spiritual people you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, because it don't work. It don't work because egos get in the way. And I'm telling you, girl, spiritual people have massive egos. They
Yes,
really, really, really do.
they do.
Oh my God,
It's
it's
just something I
terrible.
just didn't expect, especially over the last 2 years, I'd say.
Uh huh.
But I know now, and I know who to stay away from, and yeah, it's been interesting.
Kurt said that would be amazing conversation if he would be open minded for a little bit of time and just think about possibilities. Kurt, I'm telling you, that's like he wouldn't do it. He would not do it. I mean, and I know a lot of his scientific friends, and I mean they need the proof. They need the proof. And I'll tell you about God. You know what I mean? He was growing up. He did altar boying. He did all kinds. He's a big part of the church. But once he got into that community, once he started that school and got in, I mean, everything that he learned growing up spiritually, he threw it out the door. You know,
It's interesting.
um, yeah, he just threw it out the door.
It's interesting.
And but out of you know, he's such a good kid because his mom goes to church all the time, and when he comes home, he'll go with her so she can, But if you actually sat down and said to him, "Let's talk about God," he'd say he don't exist.
Hmm.
But I'm proud of him. You know what I mean? I'm proud of him. Oh, we got a lot of people saying stuff in here. I am
And
so sorry. If I missed anybody, please forgive me. Uh, River says it's kind of sad though. Let me put it up here. It's kind of sad though, Sean, because both sides have so much they can learn from each other. True, but like you say, they need to let go of ego, or learning is impossible. I totally agree
there
with you.
there is a symposium, and it's out of Chicago, and it's with a group called IONS, IONS, and I forget what that actually stands for, but it's a group of physicians and psychiatrists that get together and they talk about the possibility of an afterlife. It's pretty interesting because they'll have a physician that doesn't believe, and then they'll have a physician that does, and they'll do like a
Hmm.
panel kind of
Right.
thing.
Oh, that would be
These
sweet.
are physicians in PhDs and stuff.
Right. That would be like so cool. And it's funny. For I've been doing this for over 5 years now, and I have not gotten a skeptic on my show. And I would love to bring a skeptic on my show, and not to dog them. You know what I mean? But I would like to know in their minds why they believe that ghosts don't exist, or UFOs, or Bigfoot, anything like that. And that would be the number one rule. The start of the show to the people who are listening would be, you can't say nothing negative about this person. You can't jump to a conclusion. You need to hear them out, and maybe we might learn something from them. You know what I mean?
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't. Like, how would you? When you think of somebody like that, the first thought that comes to mind is they don't have any hope or something. There's no magical side. There's no hope of what comes next of the other side or anything. It's like you grab all you can now because this is all there is, kind of thing.
Right.
Is that how these people are, or no?
Um, I just I can't really explain it because I really don't have an answer for it. I believe that they're, and I hate saying the word, but they're ignorant about it. It's like they are self-centered. They're very egotistical, and they don't want to hear what anybody else has to say, and they want to toot their own horn. Okay, so and it's just like I don't know, but I'm going to get one on, and I hope everybody watches. I would love to do that.
What about if you got somebody that was a cult leader, like Anton LaVey? He is
Oh,
he's the founder of the Church of Satan, which has nothing to do with Satan, by the way, and
nope,
has more to do
it
with
doesn't. Nope.
do as thou wilt and all that kind of stuff. But he's kind of, what do you think of that guy? Would he be kind of a, a dark or a dark empath? Since Sean disappeared, what about you guys in the audience? Do you think that would be a dark empath? Do you guys know who Anton LaVey is? So, or what about some of these other cult leaders out there? What do you think of that?
I have them on my show, honestly, and and just talk. I mean, for an hour. But I do have a friend who is in the satanic religion, and he's a very good, nice person as hell. Someone good to talk to. But yeah, I would have it. I'm open minded to anything. I mean, we could have a show. Well, no, we're getting pretty close to the end. But I mean, I've had many shows on where I think Satan has gotten a raw deal from the Bible. To be honest with you, that's another show. And I thought I'd lose a lot of friends or a lot of listeners because of that show, but I didn't. I actually gained some more, and it made people think. Nish says, "Why does Sean's shows go quickly?" Because
They do
CL's
have
on.
podcasts.
CL's on. That's why.
We talk
CL.
about interesting stuff.
Yes, we do.
I
No,
would love
but
to
my
have somebody on that is from the Church of Satan to come on as a guest, and
I will ask him. I will.
I
We
would love
want
to have
Sean.
them on the show
We
and
can.
talk to them.
I will ask him. I will ask him and see if he wants. And if he feels nervous about going on, I'll go on with him. Let's
Yeah,
look at how we want on. We want on. Oh God. But yeah, I'm sorry, guys, that my shows go by quick. I guess we do have interesting shows. We do. We have good ones, especially when CL's on. Yeah, that is. We're happy. We're good. We're good. But give me the last word, CL. Who's your guest this Tuesday night?
uh, yikes! You would ask that. I don't know. Hold on, let me pull.
Oh, girl.
I know. It goes so fast. Oh, that's right. It's Rocio Aquino, and I think they're from the Latin America somewhere, and they wrote this book about the modern goddess, like how to bring out the modern goddess, and it's going to be a good show. It's
Oh
not
yeah.
something
Heck
I
yeah.
normally would have on, but we're doing
Wow.
this since we're talking about love and light.
Uh-huh.
This is right up there, so that's what we're
Oh,
doing.
that's awesome. I like that.
Yeah.
Maybe they should talk about gods instead of goddesses. Nah, I'm just,
We
uh,
good. We good.
my guest Tuesday night is Lala Bright. Um, She is an artist. She produces her own podcasts and stuff like that. And I'm looking forward to having her on and talk about it Tuesday night. But we're getting big. Look at that. Just say awesome show, awesome show, awesome show. And it is an awesome show, especially with you on there. But listen, CL, thank you, man. See you in a couple weeks. I'll check your show out on Tuesday night. Any final words before we go?
I don't have any.
You don't?
I don't have any, except for, out there, be careful of some of the people you follow in the paranormal world. That's all I can say. Like, actually do some research on these people.
I totally agree with you, sweetie. Totally agree. Children, if you can, please go to your parents and give them a hug and tell them that you love them. And parents, please go to your children and give them a hug and tell them you love them. And if you have no parents and if you have no children, please go give somebody a hug and tell them that you love them. Because those 3 words, I love you, go a long way. And on that note, thank you everybody for tuning in tonight, and we will both see you on Tuesday. Good night, everybody.